Can I start by saying how amazing Chopper was this chapter when he freaking stepped up and was able to hit Queen? Okay, we'll get to that part, but here's my review of chapter 1007 called Mr. Raccoon Dog One Piece. Now, the moment that I saw Hyogoro still alive here, I knew he wasn't gonna die. It's so hard for Oda to kill somebody real time and not in the past. In the past, he has a frenzy killing a bunch of people or finding one of the worst ways to kill somebody. But here in the present, I feel like it's so hard for somebody to die. So yeah, I saw Hyogoro alive, and I'm like, he's probably not gonna die. He's gonna live because of the hesitation, the taking forever. He had to have died, and we not see the death pretty much. But it felt like it was a good lead up to that, and plus the old age and everything. He might sacrifice himself later in the chapter as a sacrifice. And if it wasn't obvious enough for us, Queen just shoves it even more in our face how worthless these fodder pleasures are. All these people that he basically threw the virus, if it just wasn't blatant enough, he just straight up says, "You're all worthless, you are annoying with your laughter, and you're going to die. You're meant to basically die. We can find more fodder." Now that's awful, first of all, and it's just such a big way in how it's gonna get them to just switch sides. It feels like forced way, or just it was a weird way that Queen explained that pretty much, and just paved the way for Chopper to come in and save everybody and have them switch sides to the Straw Hats, basically. Okay, before they started joining on the Alliance side, I forgot. Chopper comes in to save Hyogoro's life, of course. But I noticed it says Clang on the freaking panel. Excuse me? If he stops it with the hooves, does that make that sound? I'm thinking armament hockey. I wish it's armament hockey. That would be awesome because of the intense emotion he's probably feeling right now and the frustration and anger that Queen did this to his own men. But before that moment, Chopper gives what's it called? It's not a vaccine. It's the antibodies. It's another virus he created. He explains it's a virus, basically a fever. He makes it so this virus gives you a fever to combat the cold ice effects of the other virus that Queen made. Gets annoying to explain, but yeah, he spreads it out through airborne virus, which was the best, easiest way to get it. What's it called? Spread out. Why is my printer going off right now? Okay. Anyway, before that distraction, can you hear it? I wonder. I'll listen to it later. It just nukes everybody with the antibodies cure, and Queen was saying, "What are you doing? You ruining this. How did you get that expertise?" And Chopper goes on into explaining what they did in the 2 years of the skip, and what he did to combat his virus. And you see the anger and frustration in Chopper's face of like, of course, this is an awful way to use the virus. This is obviously going to spread out and you're going to lose control of it. Which, I just thought of it. That, that might make it so that Queen gets the virus. Oh, that would be awful. Way to go. Queen might get the virus and there's no more antibodies. Ooh, that might be foreshadowing. Huh. I didn't think about that until right now. But you see Queen's gonna attack Chopper, and all the pleasures start trying to attack and save Mr. Raccoon Dog and join the Straw Hats already. So we have a big chunk of people just going because of Tama, because of Chopper. Everybody's just starting to switch, and H0 just does not expect this huge probably amount of people that are switching to the Straw Hats Alliance side. We're probably going to have a ton of people left standing versus Kaido or Kaido's crew. Probably like the Tobiropo and like the higher ups. But we see that Chopper, Marco comes in. Marco's been everywhere. Marco, for like MVP of the past 4 chapters, boss. He has done some amazing feats, and he just comes in and tells Chopper, just give him one, pop one on him, and Chopper, no hesitation. I love it. He just pops a rumble ball, and he says, I have to say something first. I'm not a raccoon dog, which it doesn't hit as well in English translation, but it's a tanuki, right? It's a mythical creature from Japan. That's what they keep calling Chopper. And Chopper transforms into a monster point and just bops the hell out of Queen. Such a satisfying hit, and I hope we continue this fight. And everybody's shocked face, and Hyogoro reverted back of like, oh, I'm sorry, you're not a raccoon dog. And we have a page of Momonosuke rambling like, I'm so scared all the time. I want to be brave. I want to do something. I want to be courageous. And he pops out in, my bad, in his Zoan form. And why was Yamato saying eel? At least in the translation, obviously dragon, or he'll explain he's a dragon. But the next panel is super interesting considering. It proves people's theories were right in that Vegapunk, when Kaido was captured, extracted his blood and his devil fruit elements, and he tried to make a fruit. Well, I'm saying it's successful, 100%. This, when have we seen a failure on Vegapunk's part? I think he replicated the fruit perfectly, and he saw how devastating this was. And some people are theorizing he's with the Revolutionary Army. So he probably did it perfectly and said, this is 100% way too dangerous for anybody to have. It's a failure and I'm not going to do this again. And he just locked away this one fruit that is basically Kaido's devil fruit. Now, what makes Aegis Zero so terrified that they're glad that one was a failure? What can Kaido do with his devil fruit that like opens up so many doors on like worrying more about what he's gonna do in the rest of the arc? For the last part of the chapter, we have the scabbards getting up from their battle, their injuries, or they're starting to wake up, and we just have Odin come in through the door ready to fight. So that's gonna be the end of the chapter and no breakneck. So excuse me? Odin comes in. Well, okay, let's just get that out of the way. It's not Odin, right? It just can't be Odin, right? Because we saw in the flashback, right? He was surrounded by people. He got shot blatantly and straight on the face. Like there would be witnesses if he lived, right? Right? Oda? No. Anyway, it can't be Odin. It would just destroy his entire backstory, everything he did for the scabbards. It can't be. And I'm sure there's a bunch of speculations out there of what would happen, who it would be. Mr. 2, impossible because of you'd have to touch Odin's face, and he died by then, and he died to Kaido and the Hag, unless... No, that wouldn't happen because Mr. 2 leading the Grand Fleet? No. You'd have to touch his face. Unless it passes on whoever the Hag copied. No, that can't happen either. Some people are saying Devon, right? I would assume Devon. That's the other one that like clicks immediately. Like, oh, hey, it's probably Devon. If we introduce Blackbeard, this would be the best way. She would have been spying in any moment of. She could have been anybody on the crew. Spying, literally knowing everything, either on Kaido or Straw Hat's side. I would say, imagine the Straw Hat side, but that would be a whole can of worms on introducing Blackbeard to this fight. And some people are probably speculating this too. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring too, saying it's probably the actual Nine-Tailed Fox that was collecting the swords, probably coming in as Odin for, I have no idea what reason. I haven't thought of it that much on who else it could possibly be, and we'll just have to wait. But that's the end of the chapter, and I'm more curious about what Kaido is gonna do these next upcoming chapters that made Age Zero fear the replication of his fruit. But that shows that Vegapunk can almost perfectly replicate any fruit. Well, maybe the Zoan form would be easier because it's an animalistic form, animal characteristics, instead of a Paramecia that would have natural characteristics to copy, like turning your body into rubber. The lightning zoans, my bad. The lightning, my god, what are those fruits called? Logias. Lightning Logia, all the Logias giving you elemental powers. I'm guessing those would be harder to copy, right? Predictions for next chapter, let's just say, Queen versus Chopper. Please give me more Queen versus Chopper. I want to scale that. I want to see Chopper at least handle Queen like a calamity, please. You can have Sanji come in later, maybe, and fend off Queen, or come save Chopper, I guess. But I want to have Chopper at least like hold his own against Queen. That would be incredible. Huge gains on his part in the story, considering he should have a fight. What else? We can see who Odin is. We might have somebody spot Momonosuke. And the other one is we can either have all the Straw Hats fighting, cut to their fights, see what Robin, Frankie, and all of the other, like Brooke, all what are their fights going like. Or I think after this break, we're going to finally get to see Kaido's hybrid form. Hopefully. Or if not, it's like shadowed, or they're all defeated already, or Luffy's the last one standing. Like I keep hypothesizing, theorizing that like Luffy's going to be the last one. He gives it everything and he's still going to get defeated. Because they were trying to just make him be... they were trying to protect him for those 10 minutes. So yeah, that's my discussion and review of the chapter. Hope you enjoyed. Leave me a like and a subscribe, and that would help out a lot. Alright, later.